So guys, we have some breaking news in today's video. I'm actually kind of shocked Respawn made this announcement so quickly because usually it takes Respawn a while to address, certain things in this game. But the biggest thing that was plaguing Apex ever since Season 9 dropped was the BOCEK boo. Everyone was complaining about it, guys. Pros, content creators, casuals. Everyone was just saying how this gun was way too strong because it made the game just easy mode basically, right? I actually played my very first game of Season 9 back when it dropped, and I used the BOCEK bow, and I also thought that it was just too strong. It was insane. Basically it was kind of like a better wingman or a better longbow, right? It just didn't really make sense to use any other secondary gun because it was so effective. Well, Respawn just confirmed that a BOCEK bow nerf is on the way today. Let me actually say that again, guys. Respawn is nerfing the BOCEK bow today, as well as the Spitfire. Now, for you guys out there who might be confused as to why Respawn is nerfing the Spitfire as well, the Spitfire is basically the only gun in this game, guys, that requires no skill to use. At least the BOCEK bow, you have to actually aim and be somewhat accurate. The Spitfire in this game, ever since the Season 8 buff, has just been insane. There's no reason to use any other like primary gun. There's full 3 stocks on Apex right now, all using the Spitfire, and it's just not a very fair gun in this game. So I'm actually very happy that Respawn decided to nerf both of these guns at the exact same time, because if Respawn were to just announce a BOCEK bow nerf and not even talk about the Spitfire, that would have been very disappointing to me, because as I said, the Spitfire has been kind of like causing a lot of rage ever since it was buffed back in Season 8, and Respawn did try to nerf it slightly in Season 9, but that nerf didn't really do anything at all. They increased the recoil on the initial first few shots on this gun, but it still is a very easy weapon to control, even with that very small nerf that Respawn gave to it in the beginning of Season 9. So we have some good news. Respawn is listening, Respawn is making the necessary changes, and with that said, I feel like this season now is going to be the best season we've seen of Apex so far. Arenas is great, Valkyrie is super fun, Ranked is also on World's Edge right now, so it's almost as if everything is lined up for this season to be great once Respawn makes these changes. Now let's talk about how Respawn should actually go about making these changes, because if we're being real, yes, we want Respawn to nerf these weapons, but don't make them completely trash and completely useless. Like, there's a difference between nerfing something and nerfing something into oblivion. So let's start things off with the BOCEK bow. I feel like what Respawn really needs to do with this gun is just reduce the fire rate. Like, there doesn't need to be like huge game breaking changes to this weapon. All Respawn needs to do is reduce the fire rate, so if you do miss every single shot, you actually have like a penalty or a consequence. Because right now, if you use this gun, if you miss 2 or 3 shots, it doesn't really matter because the fire rate is so quick. And it's supposed to be a bow, a compound bow. So like, you should have to wait a significant amount of time to actually draw the bow and draw the weapon, right? So yeah, I think Respawn needs to reduce the fire rate for sure. I also think Respawn should slightly reduce the damage, not by too much, but just slightly reduce it. I feel like if Respawn reduces the fire rate, it won't be that much of an issue, the damage. But I think Respawn could still reduce the damage just by a little bit. So yeah, now I feel once Respawn makes those 2 very simple changes right there, this gun will be where it needs to be in the Apex meta. It won't be insane, it will still be very strong and very, effective and usable, because we want the gun to be good, but it won't be completely OP and just, dominating every single scenario because of how good it is. So you'll see what Respawn decides to do, but that's my ideas of what they need to do to balance it out. Now, in terms of the Spitfire, the Spitty, the most annoying gun in this game, Respawn needs to 100% increase the recoil once again. This gun has way too much, bullets. The mag is way too big to have that small amount of recoil, so this gun needs a lot more recoil. And it also needs to go back to the Season 7 damage values. Back in Season 8, what Respawn did was they added 1 more damage to each bullet in the Spitfire. So 1 more damage per bullet, if that makes any sense. What Respawn needs to do is actually remove that damage, because it was already a very strong gun before that change, but they also need to increase the recoil for sure. It's an LMG, a light machine gun. It's not an assault rifle. It doesn't need to be that stable all the time, especially because the mag is so huge. And that's it. The Spitfire will be balanced if Respawn decides to make those changes. My only issue is that Respawn actually wants this gun to be strong. Respawn understands that a lot of casual players like to use the Spitfire like many players have become very dependent on this gun. As I said, casual players, you know. So I think Respawn is afraid to like really nerf this gun because they obviously want to keep the casual audience, and as I always say, Respawn will always make decisions that are in the best interest of the casual player, because the casual player makes up the majority of the player base for Apex, which means the majority of the money being spent. So I'm hoping Respawn doesn't go too light on this nerf and they actually give the Spitfire a much needed nerf, because as I said guys, this gun is kind of ruining, you know, pubs for me. It's very insane. There's no reason to use the R301 if you have a Spitfire. It just doesn't make any sense, and yeah, it needs to get nerfed. So Respawn, please make the right decision, give it the necessary nerfs, and the meta will be once again in balance. So with that said, what do you guys think about Respawn actually announcing that these two weapons will be nerfed today? I was actually very shocked, because normally Respawn takes a very long time to address these kind of things in game. So when I saw those tweets today by Josh Medina and Ryan Rigney, I was surprised, pleasantly surprised. The BOCEK bow was very fun to use though, and I most likely will miss it very much, but I won't miss the Spitfire, so I actually don't care. If I have to sacrifice the BOCEK bow to get the Spitfire nerfed, then so be it. Kill the BOCEK bow, I don't care, but I want the game to be balanced. And even before the BOCEK bow was in the game, the Spitty was just insane, annoying, and just way too strong, guys. I think everyone could agree that the Spitfire was insane even before the BOCEK bow came into Season 9. Let's be real. And outside of those two guns, guys, the meta right now seems to be pretty balanced. The PK came back. It isn't really insane. It's very balanced to me. It isn't an insane shotgun. I actually pick the EVA 8 sometimes over the PK, which is kind of insane. So the PK is balanced as well. The overall meta right now is balanced too. Horizon got a very big nerf. Valkyrie is not insane. She's very, you know, niche and meta based. And overall, Respawn has done a very good job of making this season balanced. I feel like once these changes come into play, the Spitfire nerf and the BOCEK bow nerf, especially in like arenas and ranked, the game will just feel a lot more fun, a lot more balanced, and a lot less sweaty and stressful. There's nothing like going into ranked, guys, and a full team of Revenant out, you know, people in their totem push you with all Spitfires just like beaming you. There's nothing more annoying and stressful than that. So like, Respawn is making the right changes. The BOCEK bow was very insane as well, I can't lie. So I'm actually very excited to see what Apex looks like after these changes take place today. So as always guys, what are your thoughts on these nerfs coming into play? Leave your comments down below. I read every single comment on my videos, so don't be shy. Drop a like on the video as well. A like goes a very long way on YouTube. Hit that sub button if you're new, on the road to 75k subs. And yeah, I'll see you guys in some more Apex. Till next time.